The story begins in a grand palace with roaring fires and noblemen gathered around, celebrating the birth of Sam's first child. Sam, the mighty champion of Persia, had fought dragons and defended the kingdom with unmatched bravery. His name was spoken in awe, and his strength was legendary. But as the crowd awaited the child's first cries, the nursemaid emerged with a look of fear and confusion. The baby was no ordinary child. He was covered in the soft white hair of an old man, with silver strands flowing over his head like moonlight on a winter night. This was Saul, a child touched by destiny, but misunderstood by his time. Like wildfire, Sam, seeing his son for the first time, was heartbroken. How could my blood bear such a child? He thought in his despair and fear of the unknown. He ordered the baby to be abandoned on Mount Albers. Fear spread through the court like wildfire. Sam, seeing his son for the first time, was heartbroken. How could my blood bear such a child? He thought in his despair and fear of the unknown. He ordered the baby to be abandoned on Mount Albers. On Mount Albers. Mount Albers. Fear spread through the court like wildfire. Sam, seeing his son for the first time, was heartbroken. How could my blood bear such a child? He thought in his despair and fear of the unknown. He ordered the baby to be abandoned on Mount Albers. On Mount Albers. On Mount Albers.
Days passed, the infant is all abandoned on the rocky peaks of Mount Albers, exposed to the cold and the winds. His cries echoed through the mountains, reaching creatures that lurked in the shadows. But one creature heard him above all, the Simorgh, a wise, ancient bird of unimaginable beauty, with feathers like golden flames and eyes that soar beyond time itself. The Simorgh was a guardian spirit, as old as the mountains, and she had watched over Persia since the dawn of time. She swooped down with wings like fire and claws sharper than steel, and when she found Saul, her heart softened. She saw not a strange child, but a child of destiny, cast away by those who feared what they did not understand. With the tenderness of a mother, she gathered the infant in her talons and carried him to her hidden nest high in the mountains. There she raised him with wisdom and love, teaching him the secrets of the world. Under her watchful eyes, all grew strong and wise, learning the language of birds, the wisdom of the mountains, and the courage of the bravest warriors.
But even the Simorgh knew that Saul's fate lay among his own kind. As much as she loved him, she knew he must one day return to the world of men. And so, with a heavy heart, the Simorgh sent a message to Sam, revealing the fate of his lost son. When Sam, the warrior, heard that his child still lived, he was struck by a profound sense of shame and longing. He made the journey to Mount Albus, where the Simorgh awaited him. She returned Saul to his father, giving Sam a golden feather from her own wing. She told him, "If ever you are in great need, burn this feather, and I shall come to your aid." Thus, Saul returned to the world of men, no longer a child, but a young warrior, with the wisdom of the ages and the protection of a creature older than time itself.
Years passed and Saul's fame spread across Persia, but his heart longed for something he could not yet name. One day he met Rudabeth, a princess as fierce as the sun and as gentle as the moon. She was of noble blood, yet her spirit matched his own. When their eyes met, it was as if the stars aligned, and they knew their fates were intertwined.
But their love faced obstacles. Rudabeth's father, the king of Kabul, refused to allow their union, for he feared Saul's strange origins and his connection to the Simorgh. Heartbroken but determined, Saul faced his father-in-law's scorn and the suspicions of those who didn't understand him. One night, as the kingdom teetered on the edge of war, Saul took the golden feather that the Simorgh had given him and set it ablaze in a burst of radiant light. The Simorgh descended from the heavens, bringing with her a blessing. She stood before the king and reminded him that love is a force greater than fear, and that true courage lies in accepting what we do not understand.
Moved by her words and the magic she wielded, the king blessed their union. Saul and Rudabeth were married under the stars, their love blessed by the Simorgh herself.
And Rudabeth's love bore fruit in a child who would be even greater than his father. This child named Rustum would become the greatest hero Persia had ever known. But Saul knew that his own journey was far from over. The wisdom of the Simorgh guided him throughout his life, reminding him that he was destined for greatness, not despite his difference, but because of it. But because of it, oh, the root of his love bore fruit in a child who would be even greater than his father. This child named Rustum
would become the greatest hero Persia had ever known. But Saul knew that his own journey was far from over. The wisdom of the Simorgh guided him throughout his life, reminding him that he was destined for greatness, not despite his difference, but because of it.